long-time listener. Really digging those shows, especially that Dokken Marathon from last weekend. So, like, when you guys listen to that, do you guys, like, drop in bath bombs and lather each other up and take it from there? Or is it just like a primitive dive-in and you start banging wieners right away sort of deal? Like some goddamn benediction, man!
Castillo? Holy shit, man, it's been like 8 years. Where have you been?
Long story, man. Turn to channel 3, I want to see your sweet face. Nice shitter, Charlene! Oh, hey, man, whoa, look at you, Gunga Singer! Listen, I'm calling because my old lady just kicked me out of her place and shit, and I kind of need a place to crash. Thought maybe we could, maybe put the band back together again, maybe working on a new mag.
Yeah, I mean, I still have crates at the 6th one, but, I'd say that the public may be clamoring for more.
11 people want a new mag.
Far out, man. I'll see you next week. Oh, and listen, seeing that I'm here, can I get a request? You just name it.
Okay, don't OD on each other's dicks before I get there.
Alright, down and out episode. It's going to be pretty simple. But talking to Castillo actually kind of made me nostalgic, thinking about the good old days when we were actually writing the mag. Some of you out there have been wondering, is Chromium Dioxide the magazine, was that real or is that an inside joke? If this is real, can I get a copy of it? I'm curious. Sadly, the hard drive that housed issues 1 to 6 is gone. It got lost in a move. I don't know how it happened. And the actual computer that actually had some of the files on it was actually destroyed. I tried to get it recovered, but there was nothing I could do about that. So it's forever gone. So for those of you that bought it when it first came out, from the bottom of my heart, man, and Dave as well, thank you so very much. We got a lot of compliments about this bag, and people really, truly loved it. We do have some issue 5s and issue 6s left over.
Well, I've got a copy of issue 1 if anyone's interested.
No one's interested in paying what you're probably going to ask for it. Anyways, one of you actually had a really good idea. Well, if I can't have this magazine, can you just flip through it, satisfy my curiosity? Well, why not? So anyway, he's got a copy. We're going to go over and grab that from him, and we'll flip through it. Pop a beer with us, man. Let's have some fun.
Come here, give me that.
Whoa,
Don't be a dickhead. Give it to me.
Pay first. Give me that. Fuck!
Alright, the Brian Bosworth of Metal Scenes, Chromium Dioxide 1. Look at that shot on the cover. Oh god, you're going to have to forgive us, people. We were young and 33. So, this is our first time we see our Metal Mag mascot, Trox, and Castillo, who we just heard from. So here's a little backstory, and we thought that would be a nice little segue into heavy metal mascots. Now, we know a lot of mags and podcasts and stuff have done this ad nauseum, but Dave and I felt it was never done correctly. So what we decided to do was kind of divide these characters down into the subcategories of like the old masters. Here you have the North American thrashers. Each one was hand-drawn with great care and love. You've got the Germans. A lot of fights over this too. You know, what was more of a symbol, what was more of an actual mascot. There you can see Riot. We said Narita, but that was a big mistake and we got told off by a reader. It's actually Johnny the Seal. You live and learn, right? And there's a hell of a lot more. We actually had to continue with some in issue 2. So that's that. When this mag came out first, they're like, oh, there's a new mag coming out on, it's going to be about heavy metal. And I released it with Talon as the first interview. It really puzzled and confused a lot of people. But I love that. Talon's an amazing band. Go out and listen to them. Favorite metal cliches that must persevere. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Shitty album covers. Like, this is new for me too because I was drunk a lot when I wrote this. And you can probably tell by the writing. My love letter to the arcade. Our interview with Jeff Young, who was an absolute blast interview. Solid. And let me take a sip here, speaking of that. This is going to come across like an ASMR video. Alright, now let's take a look at the label spotlights. Man, he could give as much as he could take, especially when I was making fun of him for that Dave Mustaine story about him washing his hair in Avion water. Hilarious. More label spotlights, this time Lord of the Bins. Oh yeah, Ebony. Savage Grace, that whole story that came out about Christian Luke or whatever. We talked about that. Whether that was true or not, I don't know. Dave and I used to love talking about stuff that just wasn't heavy metal, so we used to create a section called Fuck You, It's Heavy. Heavy metal horror, you saw us do that in episode 3 now of the show. This one was far more extensive. And I'm going to tell you right now, people would always be upset about, oh, this magazine takes too long to come out. It was all hand-drawn, man. Dave going on about John Carpenter being fucking metal was the spirit of John Carpenter, and I agree. Filled these album reviews, so we got Saigon, Stranger, Emerald Steel, Lords of the Crimson Alliance. So as you can tell right here, you'd know if this mag is for you or not. You know, I mean, no judgment. If you're an Avenged Sevenfold guy, if you like that sort of new school stuff, man, I don't know if you're going to dig this magazine. But anyways, it was a great shit to read, I was told. It says, don't judge a band by its cover. Oh yeah, album covers that looked like they were really heavy metal, but they weren't. This is the first crossword that we did that had no theme, and then our Venom word search. God damn, we had a lot of fun making this thing. As you can see, Slimer's Final Judgment, Dave and I had pretty different musical tastes. Although I do like a lot of his stuff there. Ulysses Siren, Pagan Altar, Check's Thought, all that stuff is really good. But it's just not me. What do you want me to start lying to you? Dave being a bastard there reviewing Chinese Democracy. That was pretty funny, I gotta say. Interview with one of my best friends in the world, Ian from Cauldron. And we used to fill in these pages with these fun little illustrations. A headbanger by any other name. Oh yeah, okay, all the different metal names. Or terms for bangers and scullies and chuds, etc. As you can see on the sides there too, all those logos were meticulously put in there. It took a lot of time, but they never ever repeated throughout the issues. Vibrations of Doom, I interviewed with the creator, Steve Cannon. I love Vibrations of Doom. It's given me hours of fun, and I hope he's doing good, man. He deserves all the respect and praise for that site. Morbid Saint, Tony Paletti interview with Dave did, and then we did this little section where we used to go around buying vinyl throughout the States and elsewhere, and we used to stop in restaurants, Duff's, Country Sweet, Imperial, and it was the BBQutioner's Hot Wings of Destiny review. Last Rites, our playlist that we were listening to at the time, which is interesting. Uses and Abuses, of course, that was a funny section. And quite possibly one of the most popular Chromium little throwaways was all the different types of bangers. We gave them names and what they were into, and it was a big hit. And we planned on kind of using these characters as the issues grew. That didn't so much happen in the magazine, but I have a sneaky suspicion that we're going to see that in the show. So that's it for now. Thanks for checking it out. We're going to do Chromium Dioxide 2, The Pumpening. A few issues from now, if people like this. Oh yeah, here, this is the original South Island printing service. SIPs. They did a really good job on this, as you can see. And it was cheaper to do it in Vancouver than it was in Toronto, funny enough. And each issue used to come really, really protected with these covers. So if you have a first issue with the Lightning, because we had to repress the second one, and if it has the back patch on the back, that's not the first. Take care of it. I mean, they're not going through crazy money, but I saw issue 1 and 2 go for sale on eBay once, I think, for about $50-$60. So look at you, ready to retire off this mag. Anyways, again, thank you so much for buying it, those of you did, and those of you haven't. I hope this satisfied your curiosity. Have a fantastic day. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget to subscribe, man. Hit the bell. Tell your friends, man. Just subscribe. I don't care if you like it anymore. Tell your friends. Get your grandmother an account or something.